So we're going to look at dashboards and reporting in BIM 360, just the straight right out of the box dashboards and reporting for BIM 360. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of identify the problem. So as I was saying, so I've been here with Applied for 5 years, been kind of going around the country training people how to use BIM 360 and how to perform BIM coordination tasks. So I've been doing that for 5 years. And then prior to that, I worked, like I just said, I worked with Walsh Construction as both a BIM coordinator, a project engineer, and then as a quality control engineer as well. So, if you guys have used BIM 360 for quality control or for document management in the past, you guys know that it's great for storing your information and for tracking things. But one of the things that if you're in the construction industry or if you're in the AEC industry, you're always being asked to quickly extract information. I can tell you, a little bit about, when I was doing this, I was actually using BIM 360 Field, so that was a while ago. But prior to using BIM 360 Field, it was a pretty painful process. I'll kind of go over that in a second, though. But so also part of my job as a quality control engineer was to create reports for my team members. So it could have been for my project manager. It could have been for the project manager of one of the subcontractors that I was working with, or it could have been for another for maybe my quality control project manager or my safety engineer. Okay, so basically, I was tasked with creating reports about problems that were going on in the on the project, so that they could view them, review them in the field, and then get a workflow started on them. Also, my project manager always wanted to see that stuff quickly. He didn't have time for me to explain everything that was happening. He just wanted to know quick and painlessly what was going on in the project, what was open, what was closed. And then our executives wanted to understand trends from one project to the next, or from all of our projects, or from all of our hospital projects that we were doing. And so having to do all this stuff, it was a time killer for me. So I would say it took me about 30 minutes per report prior to BIM 360 to create something. And then it seemed like no matter what would happen, I would be almost done creating that report. And then out of nowhere, someone would come up to me and ask me, "Oh yeah, I need that report too, but I need it just with my information." So then I would have to basically, go and recreate the wheel there, and I would have to do a report just for them. And so if you multiply that by each team member or each subcontractor, if I'm spending 30 minutes on a report every day, that quickly becomes a 1 day or a 2 day process that I'm spending my time on every week. So it's a very time consuming task. And then finally, the other problem that I found was when I was manually creating my reports was that I would use Excel to create the issue list and manage that and organize it. But then I would use Bluebeam to mark up my drawings, and then locate the issues. And then I would use Word to put pictures in there. So basically I was using 3 different things, and you have to kind of cycle back and forth between 3 different things to manage that report. And so that's why it took me forever. And it was just a mess. So those are the problems that people are basically, kind of seeing with reporting and with everything. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to better utilize the often forgotten and overlooked BIM 360 module, which is the Insight module. And so we're going to learn how to set up dashboards to quickly view our key performance indicators. We're going to create and schedule reports, and we're going to get information to our team quickly. And then we're going to activate the executive overview in order to view enterprise information about all of our projects. Okay, so the dashboards are going to help you find the status of certain things in your project really quickly and at a glance. So if you need to know how many open issues there are, we can create a dashboard. You can also link other aspects of your project. So if you're using Oxblue to for a camera, or if you're using open space to view issues out on the site, then you can link those into BIM 360 using custom partner cards. I'm going to show that off as well. So even if you're not using BIM 3, those things for BIM 360, if you're using something else, you can still link those into BIM 360, and then you can view your projects. Then we're going to learn reporting. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to filter data, and we're going to run a report. Then we're going to send it to the important stakeholders, and then we're going to schedule it to run whenever we need it to run. Then finally, we're going to learn about executive overview. So this is by far the least used aspect of Insight. And so basically what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to let you view trends, not just for one project, but for all of your projects. And so it's going to allow you to manage risk from an enterprise level, and then hopefully your company can start learning from your mistakes. So let's just talk a little bit about dashboards. So right here on the left, if you're looking at that, you should be able to see this is kind of what the Insight tab looks like, Insight module. So just at a glance, you can quickly view data. You can view it by discipline. There's design, project controls, cost, schedule, quality, safety, and then there's reporting in there. Okay. You can customize each one of these little tables right here. You can also organize them. So if maybe in the example here, you can see the design issue status. Maybe if that one's not as important, you can move that one to the bottom or remove it altogether. And then you can also add in partner cards for other things that you might be utilizing on the project. Okay, so next is reporting. So you can very easily create a report. You can sort the data in a myriad of different ways, and then you can filter the data out so that just the information that either you need or that your teammate needs, you can filter all that information out, and then you can create a report. And then once you create that report, you can actually share it with whomever you need to, and you can schedule it. Okay, so then basically you just set the parameters of the data that you need, and then you can choose when that gets sent out. And so we'll talk about a couple of workflows for maybe why you might want to schedule some reports. And so then finally, we're going to look at executive overview. So, even though it's kind of like a hidden thing, it's very easy to activate. We're going to take a look at the enterprise dashboard. We're going to review risk across business units or whatever, and then hopefully we'll be able to use that to learn from our mistakes. Okay, so now I'm just going to share my screen here, and then we're going to jump right into our demos. Okay, and then we're going to finish up with a poll question once I'm done with my demonstrations. But feel free to add in or ask any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, so let's see. I believe that I'm sharing my screen. Amy, can you see my screen okay?
Just 1 second.
Okay, here it comes. I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now what you guys should be seeing is BIM 360. So bear with me 1 second here. I've just got to pull something up on my other screen. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to, like you can see, I'm in the field management tool. inside of BIM 360. I could have just as easily gone just to document management and gone to the issues, but I figured I'd just go to the issues right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the filter tools to filter out some data. Okay, so maybe I don't need to see my design issues here or my coordination issues. Maybe I'm concerned with my observations and my quality issues. Okay, and maybe my safety and commissioning and punch list as well. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out data. So I'm not concerned again with coordination because we're not doing that here. I'm dealing with quality control, but I am concerned with observations, quality, and safety. So I want to see all of the field issues. Okay, so I filtered all of that data out right there. So notice now my list went down significantly. Let's say as well that I wanted to just see the open, answered, and work complete issues. Then it's going to filter it down further. And then maybe I wanted to see just the issues that were assigned to me. Okay. So now that filters it down further. So basically I can use this to filter out my data as far as I want. And then all I have to do is come over here and hit export. And so notice when I do that, it gives me the option to export a report. So I can export a PDF or an Excel file or a CSV file. Okay, so I'm just going to choose PDF. So when I do this, it's going to title the report. And then I can say, here's the list of open items for your company. Please, I can put a message in here. Please review and okay. So I can put in a message. So basically what's going to happen here, once I hit create report, this is going to send an email. Okay. So two things are going to happen basically. I hit create report. So now it's going to generate the report in BIM 360. But then it's also going to send me an email with that report inside of it so that I can very quickly and easily forward that on to whomever I need to if I want to, or just open it up at any time for record. Okay. So I just created a report and I sent it to myself. So that's really pretty simple, right? You filter out the data, then you hit export and you choose the way that you want to view the report. So, and again, I chose PDF. So basically, that's the first way. That's the first thing you can do. You can just create a report by filtering your data. Okay, but if you so while that's generating, let's take a look at the Insight tab. So basically, what you would want to do is you'd want to just click on the little waffle up here in the top left corner, and then you'd want to go to Insight. And so when that happens, it actually brings you to this page. Okay, and so if it's anything like mine, just here's my default view. Okay, so first off, it shows me all the design issues. So I can see all of the open and answered issues. So I can see there's 24 open, 8 that are answered. Okay. If I scroll down here, I can see root cause. If I hit refresh, I thought I did this already, but I went through and I added root cause. But basically, I'll come back down here in a second. Okay, I'm already wishing that I didn't do that. Okay, no big deal. So it's good. So it's going to refresh it. So we'll take a look at this here. So it's still so now okay. So the most consistent root cause is design coordination. So the biggest issue that we're having, I can see on this project, is that our models weren't coordinated beforehand. So I can see that's the biggest issue. Next one's undefined. So that means that I haven't done a good job of defining a root cause. And then the next ones are code compliance, design deficiency, trade damage. So basically trade damage and housekeeping, those are 9. So maybe that's like third most. So that's probably something that I may need to bring up in like a tool talk or like a superintendent meeting or whatever. So so basically, I can see all this stuff at a glance, and then I know what I need to talk about, or I can learn basically what I need to talk about with my team that day or for that week. If we click on project controls, I can see all the open RFIs and submittals. If I were to hit settings here, I could basically I could choose how, when I wanted, how I wanted to view those. So maybe I wanted to see the last 12 months. I could do that. Or if I did click settings again, I could see all. Same thing here. I could basically do that. So with cost, I can see how cost is trending right here. Or if I've got the schedule linked here, so if I've got if I'm using BIM 360 Plan, then basically I can link that here, and then I can see a snapshot of my schedule. If I'm dealing with quality, then basically I can I can view all my quality issues right here. Again, same thing. I can customize all of these. Let's go back to schedule though. If also with schedule, if I wanted to, I could customize some stuff. So if I hit that customize, so I'll do that again. I'll hit this customize button, and then I'll hit the card library. And so now notice all these other cards can show up. So I can actually view a bunch of stuff. So let's say, just for sake of argument here, I wanted to see I wanted to view my my project, and the progress. Well, if I was using OxBlue, I could come down here to this OxBlue card, hit Add Card, and then hit Configure. And then basically all that I would have to do is just copy in my URL for my OxBlue camera. And so I'm using a sample one that they've provided to me. It's for the Virgin Hotel in Nashville somewhere. And so I click that. And so basically it's going to give me a view of this model. So the last time that you saw it was April 17th. But then I can also see a time lapse of that. So now you can kind of see, okay, here's the day-to-day progress of this project. For some reason, it's kind of getting hung up every once in a while, but it is what it is. So basically, if I've got a live camera, then I can see how that's going. You can either see like an actual camera that is, live and moving around, or sometimes for OxBlue, it just takes pictures. But so anyway, so you can kind of visualize where you are in the project, okay? And you can add in different partner cards. So even if you're not using BIM 360 to manage some portion of your project, you can link it in, and then, basically that kind of empowers you to use that better, okay? Same thing with quality. Actually, I will save that so that it's in here. So now if I go to quality, again, I can customize this as well. So maybe for quality, I don't need to really worry about so much about the design issues. So maybe I'll move these down, okay? So I can do that. I'll keep moving it down so that it's perhaps at the bottom. And then maybe I'll even just hide this one because I don't need it. Okay. Same thing as before. If I wanted to link, if I wanted to see any issues that maybe I had found by using OpenSpace, then I could do that just by coming down here, finding their card, choose to add that card. Then maybe if I wanted to, I could bring this up so that it's right there, and then maybe configure it. Sorry, my mouse died. Just have to start it back up. Okay, so again, same thing as before with OxBlue. You just put in your URL for that file, or for that project, save it, and then it's going to bring it in for you. Okay, so if I want this again up near the top, I'll do that. Then maybe I'll bring root cause in here too. All right, and then I'll come in here and I'll hit save. So now I can kind of, walk around, view this model however I need to. Notice that any issues or whatever inside of open space, I can view those in here. So I can kind of visualize what's going on with this project. Okay. So those are the main ways that you can kind of leverage the Insight tab. I would say the most useful thing would be linking in your project cards, or possibly and or just viewing like your open issues, root cause. There's also one that kind of lets you see which subcontractors are closing out their items the fastest, so you can kind of get a feel for how effective one subcontractor is over the next one. So basically, again, just hit customize, and then you can kind of play with all these cards right here and see how those all work. You can also see, if I click this one right here, this one will just show me the most recent project issues. So I'll drop this one right here. So now I can see those are the most recent ones that have been created. So I'll just hit save right here. And then now whenever I come into this, now I can see everything exactly how I want it. Okay. So basically, again, this is a great way just to see your project quickly and at a glance. So if you're looking, to see, oh shoot, I've got 13 issues that have an undefined root cause, then you basically click on this. It's going to take you to that spot, and then you need to do it. If you were looking to see if this issue right here had been resolved, you can see, okay, well, it's open. I click on it, it's going to actually open it for me, so I can view it right there. Okay. So I guess last step of this is the reporting tool. Okay. So I would think that my report has, there we go. We're good to go there. So you can see the report that I just created at the beginning of this demo. It's ready to go. So I can I can choose to download it or share it. So I'm going to hit download. And so then now I'm going to open it. And so now basically here's my cover page. And it tells me exactly how I filtered everything. And then if I just wanted to, let's just say we wanted to look at issue 62, I click on it and it takes me right to it. Okay, so now I can see all that stuff. If I click number 62, it's going to actually open up that inside of BIM 360. Okay, so basically you create a report and then it comes into here into your recent reports. Okay, so now let's say you wanted to create a report. Okay, just hit the create a report button, and then there's 3 different options for you. So you can do a document management, and you can do either an issue detail or an issue summary. The one that I created earlier was an issue detail. I could do an RFI detail or submittal detail or summary as well. And then I could do a checklist summary or an issue summary or even a daily log detail. Okay, so if I needed my daily logs printed out or sent to me or whatever, then I could do that. So for this demo, we're just going to do an issue detail. Okay, so I'm going to pick that one and then hit select. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to set up, I want to sort all of my issues by status. If I wanted to sort them a second way, maybe by due date, then I could do that. And then if I needed to, I could filter things out. So basically right here, I want to see all open issues. Okay, so I'll just choose all of those. So I'm not concerned with draft or closed. Okay, and so then I could also choose to filter it out by whomever I wanted to, but I'm just going to keep this open-ended. Okay, because basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be creating an open item list. Okay, or an OIL. OIL list. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit run now. I could hit run now, or I could have hit save report. So I'll do that again. So we'll come over here, create report, issue detail, select. Okay, so by due date and by status, and then we'll do status right here. All right, and so then if I click the little triangle here, I can also save the report, or I could hit save and run. So if I save it, then it's going to remember that so that I can use it later. Okay. So now let's see, is this one done yet? Okay, so now I'm going to actually, okay, shoot, no matter. So we'll click on this one. Okay, maybe I will just, okay, I will create it again. So I already created my open items list. So now I'm going to also create another one that's going to be my ready, or this is going to be my work complete list. Okay, so basically what I set up before is my open item list. And so I want to send that out to all of my team members that need to perform work. So I created a report that's going to list out all of the open items, all the open issues on our project, and then I can send that out whenever I want to. Okay, but I also need one that's a work complete list. So whenever my subcontractors or my contractors or my teammates tell me, or let me know that there is something that they believe is complete, then basically what I want to do is I want to have a list of that so that I can review it and walk the site and then either confirm or deny. Okay, so I'll choose by status here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just creating a list of just the answered items and the work completed items. Okay, and so now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to hit share and schedule. So I can choose now who I want to send this to. So I'm just going to choose Blake, and I'll choose Jackson, and I'll choose my boss Mark, and then I'll choose myself. Okay, so I selected who I want this to be sent to. And then I can also select, other people outside of my, BIM 360. So if I wanted to, I could send it to my wife. So I can do that. So even if I had someone that was not actively participating in BIM 360, I could send it to them like that. Okay. Then I could then I could add a message. So please review. Okay. You could have this be whatever you wanted it to be. And then finally, you can choose how often you want this to run. So if I choose every week, notice it's going to choose when it runs. So I'm going to say I want this to run at 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Okay. So basically, it's going to run at 6 a.m. every Wednesday. So that's great if my, if I walk the site on Wednesday, then I'm in good shape there. Okay. So basically, I do that, and I'll hit save. And then now, if I come over here to saved reports, notice I've got my work complete list right here. Okay. If I come back over here to recent, see if my open item list. Okay, good. It's still working, but that's okay. Okay, so then final one that I'm going to do is I'm going to do another issue one, and this one is going to be the ready to inspect list. Okay, and so then same thing this time. I'm not even going to bother filtering it, but I'm going to go by status, and so all we want to do is have just the ready to inspect items. So basically, the workflow for issues goes: you open the issue and you assign it to the responsible party. That responsible party fixes the issue and marks that issue as work complete. Then I run that schedule or run that scheduled report, And then I walk the site and I confirm that these items are complete. And so I mark them as ready to inspect so that the architect or the owners, you know, the owner's representative can review those and then approve them. Okay. So I just want to have a list that just has ready to inspect items. So I pick that and then I'll share and schedule that. And so then maybe for this one, all that I want to do is share this with just the architects. Okay. And then I'll say, here's this week's to inspect list. Okay. Oops. Don't need to put that there. I need to put that in the message, not share with others. Okay. So then now again, same thing. I can do that. So maybe the architect comes and reviews everything on Friday. You know, then I can have this sent to him at 6 a.m. on Friday. Okay. So I basically, I come here, I hit save report. And so now I've got those and those are being sent. So again, what this does for you is that it allows you, it saves you time. Okay. Like I said at the beginning, when I was doing this manually, it would take like a half an hour to create a report just of all of these things. And then because, you know, the data was not always updated by people. So what's beautiful about BIM 360 is that the issues, you know, there's a workflow there. So the issues are assigned to someone, they fix them, they document that they fixed it by taking a picture or by saying, here's what I did, and or changing the status. And then, you know, then you've got a workflow to work off of. So like the data is pretty much live, right? So that's helpful because the data is all in one place. And then here, I don't have to create the report or I don't have to, you know, manually create it. I just choose my parameters and then it creates a report for me. And then I've got something that I can use when I walk out into the field and I can review those things. Or I can just go and use my iPad. But basically, this gives you a list to give out to your team so that they know what they need to fix. And so, like I said, I used this on the first project that I used this on was a large hospital. It had about 12 buildings, and there was 4 floors per building. And so our quality control person went on maternity leave, and so they tasked me with being the quality control person. And so I tried using her Excel sheet for the first couple of weeks, and it was a disaster. My meetings were filled with arguments about, and people were just ripping me about how terrible my report was and how unorganized it was, and they didn't know the status of anything, and they didn't know where anything was and all that stuff. And so then that next week, or one of the next following weeks, I had a meeting with my BIM. I was also a BIM coordinator at the time. I had a meeting with our BIM manager, and they said, hey, we bought BIM 360. And so use it. So I was like, it can't possibly be worse than what I'm doing now. So I took a week and I found all of the issues. There were 300 of them, by the way, in this issue because we were in the middle of the project. So I went and I found all 300 issues. I located them, created an issue for them, and assigned them to people. And then I set up these three reports, and then I started sending them out. And so then 2 things happened. My meeting stopped being about what a crappy job I was doing with quality because my report was unorganized and nobody knew what the heck anything was, to discussing how we can fix these and when they can be fixed. And, you know, yeah, I'm working on this today, or I'm going to do this tomorrow, or blah, blah, blah. So my meetings just became a whole lot more organized and easier to go through. And then the other thing that happened was because I could create these reports, it freed me up, you know, from having to create reports all day or for 2 days a week to actually being able to manage the project and go out there and review things. It freed me up to actually, you know, do what manage the project, which is what I'm supposed to do as a project engineer or as an assistant project manager or whatever. So it freed me up significantly to do that because all I had to do was just click a button and then it filtered my data out and organized it the way that I needed it. So I love reports. This is my favorite thing about BIM 360. It's great that everything's together, but this allows you to document that for your team. So last thing I'm going to show is how to set up set yourself up or be set up for executive overview. Okay, so what we're going to do here, notice that I'm in account admin because this is an account feature. It's not just with the project, it's an overview feature. So you'd want to do that. You'd want to set up your executives that are maybe overseeing many projects, or maybe you've got project managers that are overseeing multiple projects. If they need to see a lot of stuff, all at once, if they need to see multiple project information at one time, then we can set them up to do executive overview. So basically, come into here to the account admin. So it's this guy right here. Then you come to members and you just type in that person's name. So I'll just type my name in. Okay, so then notice when it does that, it finds me. You click it, and so then now you just choose that person. It's gonna take you to their member profile. And so now you can see I already have it. But basically, if you want to add someone to executive overview, you pick their member profile, you come over here, hit edit, and then you make sure that executive overview is turned on. Okay, so you hit the checkbox right there, and then basically that's going to unlock this Insight tab for the account. Okay, so you hit that, you hit save, and then you'll recognize that it's right there. And so now we'll go click right here onto the Insight tab, and then it's going to actually open up this page. Okay, so this dashboard is really pretty similar to your Insight page for your project. The main difference is that this is tracking things for all active projects. Okay, so see. So right here we can see we've got 134 active projects. 20 of them are low risk, 2 of them are medium risk, and none of them are high. So we're in good shape there. You can also see where those projects are. So and then they're color coded by basically low, medium, high, right? You can also see which projects are high risk. You can see why they are, and I guess most of these are due to inspection. If I wanted to, I could also customize this and then add card libraries. So same thing. Let's say that I needed to do a live look-in for that project. I could come right in here and find open space again. Then I add that card, configure it again. Oh, oops. I'll come back to my Word document that I've got that link in. There we go. And so now I've got a live look in for that specific project, okay? I can also, view a bunch of other things. So I could see like the approval of reviews by a project, or I could see high risk quality issues that's already on there. Design risk heat map. I could view basically all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to add this approval reviews by project, and I'll hit add card. And so now I'll move this one over here. And so now I can see that I've got 11 things that are overdue in my BIM 360 sample project, and then in my 360 Sync one, I've got 2. The Gator Medical Office, I've got 2. So basically, this is the one I need to get on my project engineers with this BIM 360 sample project. So I tell them, hey, we need to get these approvals pushed forward. Same thing. I could also drop in one that maybe had risk, or that had I could drop in another card that maybe had like open issues by project, and that would allow me to, let's see if I can find that. design issue status by project. There we go. I'll add that one in. And so basically right here, I can see, okay, we've got open and answered right there. So I can see which ones have the most open. So I can see what's going on. I could also, do one that was by subcontractors. So if I was using similar subcontractors on projects, or maybe I just wanted to see how mechanical subcontractor on project 1 was doing versus mechanical contractor on project 2 was doing, then I could compare and contrast that. So then, this basically allows me, I can kind of filter this information down so that I can see trends in my projects. So maybe if one superintendent is weak, if I can look at that and I can see, okay, maybe one superintendent is not as good with safety as the other one. So we see a lot of safety issues maybe in one project than another one. Then I can kind of coach that that superintendent, or maybe if across the board everywhere we're struggling with a certain quality issue, like maybe housekeeping, then I make that part of one of our monthly phone calls or one of our monthly meetings or whatever, where we that's something that we talk about and we practice or whatever. So this allows you to kind of see at a glance from a company perspective rather than just a project perspective, the health of all of your projects and everything that's going on. So anyway, I went longer than I expected. So hopefully that that should wrap it up. We'll jump right into a poll question here, and then we'll open it up to questions. So the question is, what interests you most about the insight and reporting tabs from this webinar? So was it the customization of insights? Was it the scheduled reporting? Or is it the account level insight? So go ahead and answer that. And then we'll open it up to questions. Okay, so far we've got one person that's done it, but let's see if anybody else can go ahead and vote there. All right, so I guess while we're there, we go. We'll keep going. And so I guess while we're waiting on this, I guess have any questions come in, Amy?
Yeah, we've had a couple come in so far. And if anybody else has any questions about what they saw during today's presentation, be sure to go ahead and put those into the Q&A window. The first question that I see is, can you show how to schedule a report again?
Okay.
You might want to wait until the poll's finished before you do that.
So let's push the poll to everybody. So it looks like 50-50. It's customization of insights and scheduled reports. So, I mean, I can tell you the scheduled reports, it's going to save you the most amount of time, or I think that it would. But the customization of insights, that's definitely going to be helpful for you to, do at a glance stuff. So that doesn't surprise me right there. Okay. So let's see. Last thing, I guess, here. So someone asked how to schedule a report. All right. So let's see right here. So I'll come right here to my let's see, my issue detail one that I created. Recent, my open items list here. So I'll come over here and I will, let's see if I can just open it. No. Okay, well, yeah, I'll just create it from scratch. So I guess what I'll do, let's see, maybe will it give me the option? No, okay. Yeah, I'll hit create report, then I'll choose what report I wanted. So this time, rather than doing an issue one, I'll do an RFI detail one. So I'll just choose RFIs, hit select, then we'll say open RFIs. Okay, so I want to sort by due date first, and then maybe by status. And then I'll pick the statuses that I want. So we'll have submitted, open, answered, and rejected. Okay. And so then I'll choose some that the ones that were let's see, I could choose like what, when I wanted to when they were created, and then I could choose it like when they were like the due date. So I'm not going to actually mess with any of those, but basically once I've got my parameters set here, I can either run it right now or I can hit save report. And so when I save it, it drops it in here. And then I can just come over here and hit edit. Then I'll hit share and schedule. Okay, so now same thing. What I can do, I can choose who this goes to. So I'll just pick Jackson, Mark, and myself. Jackson, Blake, Mark, and myself. Okay, and so then I can choose when I want it to go. So I choose every week. So if we're going to have a weekly meeting, maybe it's on Tuesdays. I pick the day, and then let's say that the meeting is at 2 o'clock. So I want to get this sent to everybody at noon, so that everybody can get it before they go to the meeting. And then I can choose when I want it to run, and then I just hit save report, and then now I've got my report saved. Okay. Any other? Is there another question?
Yes, there is. Where do you get the URL for added cards?
Okay. Great question. So, basically, that's going to be wherever. Let's see if I can go to one of those. So, if you're using OxBlue or open space or whatever, basically it's going to be the and I'll just give you an example here. So we'll go to open space. Okay. And so we'll see, let's see, actually I'm going to go to this website because it has their samples. Give me a second. Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to go to OxBlue because that one has the sample ones. Okay, so I'll just go to oxblue.com. There we go. oxblue.com/projects. Okay, so basically, in their example, basically you can go to any of these live cameras. Okay, you pick the project that you're on, and then basically all you have to do is just copy and paste this URL up here. So, each one of those is project specific. So you should have that URL. So you go to your project, you copy the URL, and then you go into your Insight tab, hit card library or hit customize, I guess I should say, then hit card library and pick that card library or pick that OxBlue card, and then copy and paste that in. Where is OxBlue? Hit configure here, and then there we go. Then it'll show up. Okay, so basically that's how you do it.